Assalamualaikum and hi everyone, welcome to PSYC 3011 channel. For this week, you are going to learn about behaviorism and Islamic view. Behaviorism exists because of disagreement, and John B. Watson is among the important figures that fight for it. During that time, many psychologists interested in studying the science of behavior rather than unseen matters. So, they are all moving toward objectivity and science. And later, he officially launched behaviorism in 1913. Among the ideas of behaviorism is, it dealt only with observable behavior. Human and animal have the same mental processes. And they also believe the concept of consciousness is not valid. Other ideas also include emotions, thought process, and also instinct. Among the important scholars in behaviorism are Ivan Pavlov, Edward Lee Thorndike, John B. Watson, and also B.F. Skinner. Now, let's move to the next section, Ask the Expert and Student.
I think it is very crucial for us to put Islam first as a Muslim. In my opinion, we should not just blindly follow others' views as it is actually different from ours. A lot of people out there are wondering why should we Islamize behaviorism, also why can't we just accept it as it is? Well, that's the thing. In Islam, we learn that religious aspect is not something that we can separate it from other aspect. It is a way of life. We should implement it and adapt it to every other little thing that we do in our daily life. Behaviorism theories is known to be very applicable to real life. A lot of its practices are used as therapy for mental disorders and mental problems. So we need to Islamize it in order to make sure that our fellow Muslims can go to their therapy without having any doubts about it. Behaviorism was founded in a Western country. A lot of its theories and research was based on the Western society. So it is mostly unsuitable to be implemented to the Islamic society. One example that can be given to show that there are some theories that goes against the Islamic teaching is the fact that behaviorism itself is known as a psychological school of thought that focuses only on the observable behavior or the outer factor. It excludes soul from any of its theory, when in fact it is an important part in Islamic teachings. They believe that every behavior that was shown by man was just the result of a reaction to a certain stimulus. It totally eliminates man's intention and free will in any behavior. Plus, in psychological perspective on human nature, behaviorism favors one over the other. For instance, nature over nature, consciousness over unconsciousness, determinism over free will, and observable over internal. However, in Islamic teaching, we practice wasatiyah, which is being moderate in everything. Islamic takes on human nature is not biased. It is a mix between both spectrums in every aspect. It is important to know that when we try to Islamize something, it does not mean that we totally discard every single thing. Instead, we try to repair or add Islamic values to the existing theories. Of course, those that goes against the Islamic principle must go away. However, other than that, we can use it. For instance, as I mentioned before, behaviorism totally neglects man's free will. So if we were to Islamize it, we have to acknowledge man's free will and the concept of soul. In order to properly Islamize behaviorism, it is important for us to first understand the background and history of the school of thought. This is because without proper knowledge of the philosophies and theories, it is hard for us to know whether it abides the Islamic rule or not. Thus, the people who should take the duty or responsibility to Islamize it should be among those who are expert in both fields.
Now we are going to discuss about the differences between Islam and secular view. First thing first, to secular, behavior is observable only. They study man by using a laboratory for observation and experiment method. But from Islamic view, behavior is observable and interval. This is because because Islamic view believes in the existence of the soul. Islamic psychology recognizes the dual nature of man, which are the physical body and the non-material entity that lives in the body, which is our soul. To scholars, they consider that humans' action is similar to animals' action, where they believe that humans and animals' action is the outcome of the learning process. However, to Islamic view, humans are born with akal, and that is the difference between humans and animals. Also, Allah has stated that man's characteristic is generated from animals, angels, and the attributes of Allah. So that is the uniqueness of man. What else that can be differentiated between secular and Islamic view is, to secular view, behavior is only determinism. This means humans' action can be predicted in relation to the stimulus that triggers man responses. Meanwhile, from Islamic view, it can be either free will or determinism. In Islamic psychology, our behavior are already being determined and also we have our own free will. This is because we as a Muslim, we believe that we are getting tested in this life, so our behavior will also be from our own choices. Knowledge. To secular view also, a child is born with tabula rasa. Tabula rasa means that a child comes to this world without innate knowledge, and they can be formed into any preferred personality. But in Islam, we are born with fitrah. According to Imam Al-Ghazali, our knowledge is either innate knowledge, which is fitrah, and also acquired knowledge. Acquired knowledge is the knowledge that can be learned in this life. Meanwhile, fitrah is our own feel, like feeling hungry, feeling The last part between Islamic and secular view on behaviorism is both views accepted the individual and universal concept of behavior. However, what can be differentiated between these two views is that secular view does not believe in universal values. Its values can be similar to all humans, but they did accept that every human's action is a result of the norms, culture, and the custom itself.
For the question given, I would like to say that behaviorism is limited to a certain degree, which I found as a sign of weaknesses in the theories. So, for the first limitation is they reject introspection. In many experiments, behaviorist scholars observe only what can be seen, heard, and touched. Thorndike also believes in behavior rather than conscious experience. Therefore, it is not surprising when they reject introspection. Not believing in what they cannot observe, they invalidate human emotions and thoughts. However, introspection is much needed because it really relates to psychology so much. Abandoning the study of mind and soul, they cannot associate in fields such as mental disease. Secondly, they do not accept genetic influence. For example, Watson believes environment influences behavior, whereas genetic does not play a part in it because for them people are socially conditioned to respond. However, they should also consider genetic because environment does not entirely explain human behavior. And for the last limitation is they view human action with no freedom of choice. Watson stated, what we do is the direct result of past experience, which makes our behavior solely based on what we have done in the past. It is wrong to say that human behavior does not change at all. Humans have the intellect to think and make improvement for their life. We strive to change our behavior as we want to. So that's all from me, and I hope the answer is satisfying. Thank you.